Happy New Year and welcome to the January 12th, 2026 meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation and pledge of allegiance led today by Commissioner Bakari Burns.
All right, thank you, Mayor. And I would ask everyone to bow your heads with me if you're so inclined. Almighty and everlasting God, we gather here as a city of diverse voices, strengths, and hopes, united in a shared calling to serve the residents of Orlando. We give thanks for the privilege of public service and for the opportunity to work together for the common good. We lift up our two new commissioners and all who sit at this dais. Lord, grant us guidance, understanding, compassion, and courage to make difficult but necessary decisions, to uphold integrity, and to act with accountability and transparency. We ask for wisdom to prioritize the common good, to protect the dignity of every resident, and to steward our city's precious resources. May our conversations be marked by civility, respect, and a shared commitment to the flourishing of all people who call Orlando home. In gratitude and in faith, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's officially call the meeting into order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of a quorum, please?
Commissioner Keene?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Chapin?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan? Here. Commissioner Rose? Here. Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First item of business is the minutes from the November 10th City Council and Agenda Review meetings and the December 8th City Council Agenda Review and Workshop meetings. Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Okay, right into awards, presentations, and recognitions. And as we begin this week of celebration and reflection, I want to recognize the dedicated work of the Mayor's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission in honoring and preserving Dr. King's legacy. We had a great multi-denominational, intercultural service yesterday with a keynote delivered by LaVon Bracey Davis. And it was inspirational, and it was, as we always ask, exactly 1 hour, or close to it, Rabbi K, as close as you can get to 1 hour. But the weather held out for the march. We got a little lost on the way to the church, but corrected that very quickly, and that was the kickoff of the week. What's important is that this is 40 years since the establishment of the holiday and the establishment of the MLK Commission, which was a thought of Commissioner Mabel Butler. We talked a little bit about how she very gently encouraged Mayor Frederick to establish that, and if you knew Commissioner Butler, gently was not the right word probably to use in that regard, but in any event, it came to fruition and has done great work, and we'll be very busy over the course of the next 2 weeks, week and a half, with all the events that are going on. But I thank you for the work that you've done there. And Marcia, would you come up and give us a little overview of what we can expect over the next week and a half? Then I've got a proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer and commissioners. Yes, I'm grateful and honored to do so. Good afternoon, everyone. As Mayor Dyer said, this is our 40th year, and my team and I are excited to serve our residents again. It's been wonderful. This is my 15th year, but I haven't been here all 40, but it's been amazing. As Mayor Dyer said, we want to get the whole community out to share in this experience with us, and we have a lot of events that are coming up. Some of them are on the slide that you see on the screens. However, there are more, and you can find those on our website, and we hope that you will definitely check that out and go to our website to find those items that you may not see on the screen that are still going on, but those are the primary ones. Our next event coming up is our leadership forum which will be at the Florida A&M Law School. So we hope that you all will join us there and many other places. So yes, since 1986, both public and private sector residents have taken a leadership role in serving on the mayor's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, which helps each generation understand not only who Dr. King was, but the value of the nonviolent movement for human rights and civil rights that amplifies the achievements of our youth and adult servant leaders here in Orlando. And we have such an amazing group of commission members who I'm going to introduce you to in just a second, and we're going to have their names on the screen as well. But the MLK Commission's mission is service, opportunity, peace, respect, and of course, unity for all. That is a special mission, and Mayor Dyer yesterday was special, as you mentioned. We were glad to have you and First Lady Susie Dyer, and our commissioners, Commissioner Tony Ortiz, Commissioner Shan Rose, and also Commissioner Keene, our new commissioner, to join us yesterday for the interfaith service and multicultural service. We also had our youth humanitarians there. And they are young people, 28 of them, one representing each of our high schools in Orange County Public Schools, and also hundreds of our residents for the event and the march yesterday. We are focused on and committed to making Orlando the beloved city that Dr. King envisioned. And he's called it the beloved community, but we call it the beloved city. When you visit our website, if you have any information that you need, the website, by the way, is orlando.gov/MLK. So if you need to look that up, you can. And our work here at the commission, though, and the city is really possible and based on the fact that we have a lot of valued sponsors. So what I'd like to do is go quickly and share with you our sponsors. We are fortunate to have some of those sponsors here today, and they really make this work possible, because the majority of the things that we do are funded by private sector funding from our sponsors. So I'd like to ask any of our sponsors that are here, and please notice who they are on the screen, because we want you to know who's supporting this and who is working on building a unified community with us. And would any of our sponsors that are here please stand? We'd like to acknowledge you. We appreciate you so much, and we couldn't do this work without you. You are an integral part of this. And the sponsors, of course, are, many of them, as you saw, are also on the commission, so they have double duty. They are constantly advocating from their corporate seat to make sure that the MLK Commission continues. And it is now my pleasure to introduce the 2026, and I'm going to definitely want you to see them. Whoops. The 2026 members of the Mayor's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, and those members who you're seeing listed there today are led by our chair, Brandy Hand. Raise your hand or stand up, either one. Brandy Hand has been our chair for many years, and she has been on the commission for several decades, we'll put it that way. But she has given so much of her time and effort to this, along with other lead members of the commission. So there also are staff members who make this possible, and my team in the Office of Community Affairs are critical to the success of the commission. So I thank you as well. At this time, Mayor, we would like to ask if you would come down, please, and or if you would read the proclamation, and then we'll present it with a photo afterwards.
Okay. Proclamation, City of Orlando. Whereas January 19, 2026 is the 40th anniversary of the national holiday honoring the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a visionary leader who peacefully led civil rights activism in our nation through nonviolent means. And whereas Dr. King devoted his life to the struggle for justice and equality for people of all races, ethnicities, leading to the establishment of many federal, state, and local laws to prohibit discrimination and foster human rights. And whereas since 1986, the Orlando Mayor's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission has worked diligently to foster Dr. King's legacy of service, opportunity, peace, respect, and unity. And whereas over the last 40 years, the Commission has served as a bridge between government, community organizations, faith-based leaders, educators, and residents. And whereas the Commission develops and plans meaningful events and service projects throughout our community each year, the group also coordinates the MLK Youth Humanitarian Program. And whereas the City of Orlando honors Dr. King's legacy, we also thank and celebrate the current and past members of the MLK Commission. Thanks to their commitment, passion, and leadership, Orlando is a more welcoming and inclusive city for everyone. Now, therefore, I, Buddy Dyer, Mayor of the City of Orlando, and the entire Orlando City Council hereby do proclaim January 11th through the 19th, 2026, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday Week in the City of Orlando.
Thank you, Mayor. And commission members, if you would come up now, we will have a photo with the mayor and commissioners.
Be lucky if I make it over the back row.
Well, yeah, now when the standing shots are taken, I don't look like I'm 5 feet tall. Stuart always towered over me. Well, the Rose towered because of her heels.
Okay, that brings us to the consent agenda, and the consent agenda is a number of items that are acted upon by a single vote of council. But before we do that, I'm going to give you the mayor's update. We want to start by welcoming Commissioners Keene and Chapin to the Orlando City Council. We're grateful for your commitment to serving our community. We look forward to serving beside you and know you will do well. We also want to congratulate and welcome back Commissioner Rose to permanent status. We can eliminate the interim from start of that. And I want to tell you all three that your comments this morning were very well done and were well received, and I also like the brevity of them. So thank you very much, and welcome to City Council. Okay, items of note from the consent agenda. Chief Revolt, where are you? There he is. So the chief is on our agenda to be the next fire chief of the city of Orlando, and he has also been working in an interim basis for the last several months and has done an outstanding job of leadership during the course of that time. And quite honestly, I can't remember the morale of the department being better than what it is right now, Chief. So great credit goes to you over the course of that time. He has 24 years of service on OFD, extensive operational and leadership experience, a great love for OFD and its history. I know you'll do a great job, so congratulations in advance. And the chief is a humble and a little bit shy, but I will announce that his swearing-in ceremony is January 23rd at 10:30 at the Plaza Live Theater, and the entire community is invited. So we want to fill up the Plaza Live for his swearing-in. Okay, also on the agenda is an item to approve funding that will strengthen our commitment to our food and nutrition security. The USDA has awarded the city a $376,000 grant to support our urban farming and recovery efforts, commonly known as gleaning. That's going out and picking all the vegetables or fruit that are left over after they have commercially picked or harvested the area. And we've been doing some of this, but it'll allow us to up our game in that regard. The funding allows us to expand our rescue efforts to 40,000 pounds of fresh produce each year. Also, and then I think a lot of you know that I was an environmental engineer in my very first career, so it gets me excited when we are able to do infrastructure projects like lift stations and stormwater pipes and things like that. So we have some items that we're using CDBG disaster recovery funds which were facilitated by Orange County to support Harrelson Estates and Richmond Heights with what I just talked about, flood mitigation and replacing drainage wells, underground piping, protection for water quality, and modernizing stormwater systems and improvements to Lift Station 17. With that, now we'll move on to the consent agenda, and that's a number of items that are acted upon by a single vote of council. We give each of our council members an opportunity to comment on things on the consent agenda. We rotate the order that we do that, and first up today is Commissioner Burns.
All right, thank you, Mayor. And good afternoon to everyone in attendance. I hope everyone's year is off to a great start, and I'm excited to be in council chambers for the first meeting of the year. So I also would like to welcome my newest commissioners, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Chapin. Looking forward to working with you, as well as welcoming back Commissioner Rose. Also, I'd like to say thank you to Marcia and Brandy and the entire Mayor's MLK Commission members for your service and commitment to preserving the life and legacy of Dr. King and how it impacts us here locally. So thank you for that. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Ms. Shirley Heath. She's the president of the Carver Shores Neighborhood Association. They won first place at National Night Out. I'll just add that. Thank you for being here, Ms. Heath. Ms. Heath calls me every morning at 7:45 in the morning. And she says it's to keep Carver Shores on my mind. So I didn't get a call this morning, I guess, because you were here. So thank you for your commitment to Carver Shores in District 6. Also, I'd like to acknowledge my elementary school principal at Eccleston Elementary, Miss Vicki Brooks, on the commission. Thank you, Miss Brooks. And thank you for all that you do. And Miss Brooks gave me my first and last paddling when I was in 6th grade. So she helped get me on the straight path. So thank you for that. And then, also I'd like to thank Mayor Dyer for appointing me to serve as the board member for the Florida League of Cities on behalf of the City of Orlando, and I'm looking forward to working with the elected officials and partners in Tallahassee on local issues affecting us, such as property taxes as well as housing. The legislative session kicks off tomorrow, so we all should be excited. My office will provide updates, and please subscribe to our newsletter and follow us, because we will be providing those periodic updates. And Mayor, on the agenda, again, I'd like to express my support for the appointment of Chief Revolt. Chief, we know you're going to do a great job. Look forward to working with you. Also, 3A2, our Citizens Advisory Board appointments and reappointments. I'd just like to say thank you to all of you all who are giving of yourself to serve and volunteer and serve our city in this capacity. We can't do the work that we do here without the volunteers of our residents. So thank you also for that. And then on the agenda, I'm also excited about 313. Mayor, you mentioned it, the acceptance of the Community Development Block Grant for disaster recovery, grant for the Richmond Heights Flood Mitigation Project, which aims to improve our stormwater systems to stop street flooding, protect homes keep evacuation routes safe, and reduce flooding on 12 roads. So this is very important because during Hurricane Ian, the issues with our stormwater systems were highlighted. And I'm glad to be able to work, that the city is able to work with Orange County to access some of those funds to do some of that flood mitigation. Also, the items 3I1 and 3I2, also flood mitigation projects for those areas. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Burns. Commissioner Keene.
Well, for my first meeting, I'm going to keep it really short and congratulate Chief Revolt and his appointment as our permanent fire chief. That's all I have, Mayor.
Awesome. Commissioner Ortiz.
I think I'm going to like Commissioner Tom Keene. Anyhow, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody has great resolutions for this year, because God knows it's going to be a pretty interesting year. So, but I want to congratulate Commissioner Rose for another 4 years, and welcome my new neighbors, Tom Keene and my good friend Roger. So welcome. Looking forward to work with you guys. On the morning of January 10th, City Hall was honored to host a celebration of the Three Kings Day. Family gathers to share in the spirit of giving, a cultural tradition highlighted by a beautiful performance from the Nucleus Orchestra. These kids were amazing. They sounded just like a regular orchestra. And so I would have loved for everybody who was here today to listen to these kids. Hopefully we'll have it more often here at City Hall for them to perform. It was a privilege to recognize three outstanding individuals whose tireless dedication and service continue to strengthen and uplift our community. On the 11th, Orlando began its Martin Luther King Jr. celebration with a reflective gathering that brought the community members together to march, light candles, and stand in unity, honoring Dr. King's enduring legacy of justice, love, and community. Thank you so much, Marcia. That was awesome, and everybody who attended, the mayor, the commissioners, and every member of the board and guests. We need more of that. I wish we could have more events like that throughout the year, because our community, especially now that we're seeing the things we're seeing around the nation, we need to be an example. We have to be a beacon of light for the rest of the nation, for them to understand how we do business around here. Anyhow, Chief Revolt, I cannot wait for the ceremony. You have been a long-standing, great member of our fire department, and I'm so glad that we're promoting from within and that you are going to be the chief. So I'm looking forward to that, and congratulations to all the firefighters. With that being said, let's welcome the new speech for Roger.
Commissioner Chapin.
No speech. I also would like to echo Commissioner Keene's brevity comment by congratulating the new chief. Congratulations, welcome aboard. I would also like to thank the mayor and his staff for being so welcoming and setting up many of these meetings and orientations, and also to each of the commissioners and their aides for also being welcoming and offering for guidance and input. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheehan.
Well, thanks, Mayor, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be as brief today because we've had some really horrible things happening at Lake Eola Park over the holidays. Our worst suspicions were confirmed. The bird deaths at Lake Eola Park are caused by the avian flu, and there is no cure. There have been 32 total bird deaths. Of the 32, 26 were mute swans, 6 were other wild birds. 3 of the 26 swans were fly-ins, not on our registry, so that's 23 swans that we lost that were from Lake Eola Park. Currently, there are 46 living swans at Lake Eola Park. This is horrible. It's worse than the 15 deaths that we had in February of 2024. There is no cure. We are working with our veterinarians, and we're doing the best we can along with our park staff. It is a terrible and sad situation. I want to thank the park staff who have been working diligently to keep Lake Eola clean and safe during the holidays when we had many, many visitors coming to the park. And we'll get through this together. We have had swans in Orlando for 100 years. We'll survive this. This outbreak is affecting more than 5 states across the country. It's happening all over. It's nothing that we caused. It's just something that happened to us, and we will survive this. So I just want to again thank the park staff. I know there's been a lot of controversy surrounding it, but they are doing the best they can under the circumstances, and I really do appreciate everything that they've done. And commissioners, I know that y'all have gotten some correspondence on this and everything like that. When I first got elected, nobody was taking care of the swans. We've instituted a veterinary program, a feeding program, all these things to take care of our beloved Lake Eola swans, and we will continue to do so in a way that is humane and decent and loving to our animals. So again, we would never do anything to harm them, but sometimes really bad things happen to wild animals, and there's no way we can put a dome over Lake Eola Park to keep this happening. So unfortunately, it happened before, it's happened again, and until we get this bird flu situation under control, it's going to be a devastating situation anytime we have an outbreak. I would also like to welcome the new council members, Commissioner King and Chapin, and no longer interim Commissioner Rose. Look forward to working with you. If you need anything, do not hesitate to call Bill, because he knows everything. All right. I have the best assistant. I just do. Sorry, y'all, but I do. And so if you need help, I do what I do. Ask Bill. Chief Revel, the best leadership is to roll up your sleeves and help, and servant leadership. And I know that's how you feel about things. So look forward to working with you. And I agree. When there's not complaining, usually things are good. So we never hear when things are good. We only hear when things are bad. So if I don't hear anything, I know you're doing a good job. So I want to also congratulate you too. On the agenda today, the long-awaited Beardall Pickleball Courts project is coming. Pickleball people are excited. There's nothing I think people like more than pickleball. So the pickleball courts are coming to Beardall, and that is the construction contract on the agenda today. And there was some questions on the Pulse restrictive covenant. That's just because we got a $394,000 funding of state funding, so we just have to codify some a restrictive covenant on that will use it for a memorial in order to get the state funding. There's nothing really happening there. That's just mainly ministerial. And that's all I had on the agenda today, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rose.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for everyone here that's in attendance. I want to send condolences and prayers to the family and friends of Mayor Eddie Cole, who passed away during the holiday break. The year has started off busy, Three Kings Day and several other activities. I want to thank David Barilla with the CRA for hosting a DTO action plan town hall session. So there's a lot of construction and great projects that are happening throughout the downtown corridor. So stay tuned. If you don't follow Downtown Orlando on social media, you should follow my social media as well. Yesterday we kicked off MLK festivities with the Vigil and March. I want to encourage anyone watching in the audience, go to the MLK website, find out everything we have going on. This Thursday, I will be part of the forum with the Alphas. We will be at FAMU Law School, room 240. This Saturday, I want this to be the largest MLK parade we've ever had, so I need everyone to post on social media to encourage the community to attend the MLK parade this Saturday at 10 a.m. I want to thank the MLK Commission for all of your hard work in the community to ensure that everyone in Orlando and around learns and keeps the legacy of Dr. King. Next Monday, the 19th, we will have an MLK Day of Service in the North Concourse at the Convention Center. We're going to pack 1 million meals with U.S. Hunger. I don't have much because there's just a lot going on in and around the community. Again, follow the District 5 page. On the agenda, I want to welcome Commissioner Keene and Chapin. Look forward to working together. Look forward to continue to work with my colleagues as we move Orlando forward. I want to congratulate Chief Reval. Also, I want to say this: I have not been summoned by the union, so you're doing something right. That's how you know. If you get the phone call that the union has called me, then you're doing something wrong. And Doug's blushing, but that's what it is. I used to get them when I first got elected in 24. I got the calls and the messages all the time, so you're doing something right. Onto the agenda, 389. I want to thank Mike Hess and the sustainability. So if you all have not been to the South Street Farm, we are revitalizing it, and there's a lot of great things happening, as well as the McQuick Farm. There will be a lot of great initiatives that we have started when it comes to providing healthy, fresh produce in the community, and so look forward to those, including positions that we'll post. So look, again, check out the District 5 page, because we'll post the positions that are part of this grant, as well as we'll be educating the community, doing a lot of outreach. And I want to encourage you all, if you've never been gleaning, sign up to do a gleaning session. I went out to the farms a couple months ago. It's really refreshing just being in Mother Nature and knowing that the food that you collect will go to our neighborhood centers for the communities that need it. 3D1, I'm grateful for the Florida Department of Education to fund 21st Century at Rock Lake and Callahan in District 5. This allows us the opportunity to continue to provide safe spaces for our youth in the community. I also want to thank FPR staff for the hard work that they do, creating great environment for our children in the community. 3I1, I want to thank Orange County for the funds to continue the infrastructure work at Harleston Estates. That is all I have, and I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Burns. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Okay, if you were just here for the consent agenda, now would be an appropriate time to make your way out, and we'll take a 30-second recess. Okay, without objection, we will recess the city council meeting and we will call to order the Neighborhood Improvement District Board of Directors meeting. We have 2 items. You're up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Thank you for giving us the time to go over a couple of NID items. So your first item on the NID agenda is related to a landscaping agreement for Orange Avenue. So all the new landscaping that was installed there, this is a maintenance agreement for that. It is a 1-year agreement, and then we will go back out for bids. Be happy to answer any questions you might have related to that agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. Discussion, any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the motion carries. And the second one is meeting minutes from the advisory board on August the 13th. Is there anything from those minutes that are?
Nothing.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Chapin, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Okay, anything to come before? Any additional items?
No, Mr. Chairman, that's all.
All right, then we will stand adjourned and we will reconvene the city council meeting. And now for a moment of teaching to our new commissioners. It is tradition and appropriate that whoever's district the item is in, like District 4 for the meeting minutes of the last item, that commissioner has first opportunity to make the motion, and if they decline to make the motion, then somebody else should step in and make the motion. So for instance, 12A is all, so anybody can make that motion. 12B is 3, Commissioner Chapin, so that would be yours, as well as the next one. And then it would be on 12D back to Commissioner Sheehan.
Did I make a faux pas early on?
Just a minor one.
No offense taken, sir. It's all good.
But sometimes commissioners don't want the things to happen that are on the agenda in their district, so they don't make the motion, so someone else needs to step in if we're going to pass something like that, if they wish. Okay, that brings us then to hearings, ordinances on second reading. 12A, Lillian, are these yours? What? Oh, yeah.
The clerk's reading the ordinances?
Madam Clerk. This is the most important part of it. Madam Clerk, would you read the ordinance, please?
Ordinance number 2025-41, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 9, Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, entitled Building Security Code, amending Article 1, Section 9.12, entitled Definitions, amending Article 2, Section 9.14, entitled Doors, and Section 9.15, entitled Doors, Locking Devices, providing for severability, codification, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Burns. Okay, who has this one?
Mayor, I don't believe there was a presentation on this.
What's that?
There was no
presentation on that?
presentation.
Okay, then discussion. Is there anybody on any of these ordinances that have indicated they want to give testimony?
No speakers, Mayor.
Okay, then all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, 12B, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-42, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's growth management plan to change the future land use map designation for certain land generally located north of Park Lake Street, east of Highland Avenue, south of Mark Street, and west of Broadway Avenue, comprised of 0.56 acres of land, more or less, from office low residential medium intensity, deleting sub-area policy S.14.7, providing for amendment of the city's growth management plan, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
That's you, Commissioner.
You want to take back, and we can call it even? No?
No, sir.
Move approval.
Motion, Commissioner Chapin's, well, not his first motion, his second motion. Second by Commissioner Ortiz. We have no request to speak on this. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. 12C.
Ordinance number 2025-45, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, rezoning certain land generally located north of Park Lake Street, east of Highland Avenue, south of Mark Street, and west of Broadway Avenue, and comprised of 2.2 acres of land, more or less, from low-intensity office residential with the traditional city overlay district to planned development with the traditional city overlay district, providing a development plan and special land development regulations of the planned development district, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
Would Commissioner Keen, could I defer this to you and you make the motion so we can both have mistakes?
All right, Commissioner.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chapin, second by Commissioner Keene. Is there any discussion? There's no request to testify. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. 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 Those opposed, motion carries. And 12D.
Ordinance number 2025-46, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, annexing the Jenny Jewel Drive right-of-way from Orange Avenue to South Roslyn Avenue and the South Roslyn Avenue right-of-way from Jenny Jewel Drive to Highway Place, vacated, comprised of approximately 1.24 acres of land, into the corporate limits of the city, providing amendment of the city's boundary description, and for amendment of the city's official maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. I have no request to speak. Discussion, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Okay, Ed, that's the conclusion of the official business. Now, can you get us prepared for general appearances?